Hey guys, I am going to get ready to do my lilacs and thought, well, maybe I'll show you guys how I do my lilacs. It's actually from a video I saw on YouTube last year, and it actually works really well. So yeah, so if you want to do lilacs, just paint your background. I've got mine a dark green, light green, almost a white green, a really light green, and this one's a light blue, medium blue, and a dark blue. And for this one I'm going to do green and yellow, and this one I'm going to do red. So a pinkish lilac on this one, and or I think one big one on this one, and three small yellowish ones on the green. So I'm going to use so there's tools I'm going to use. So the colors I'm using: white, brown, a couple different yellows, and red. And then I'm using my round brush. And I'm also using Q-tips that are bunched together. And I have all different sizes: big ones, small ones, medium ones. But first I'm going to do is I'm going to put in my branches for both. And then, I'm using burnt or raw umber for that color. It's a brown. Where they come up with these names, I have no idea. Like, what is raw umber? What's umber? And maybe I know and I just don't know I know. I don't know. It's been a long day. I worked out this morning. I did Zumba for the first time. 15 minutes worth. And man, I'm beat. I'm exhausted. It's harder than you think it is. And I'm not a very good dancer to begin with. So we put a little bit of brown on our paint palette. And get our paintbrush wet in our water a little bit. And wipe it off. I'm not wearing my smock today for you guys, because you know, that's how I roll. I like getting paint on my shirts. I got paint on this shirt. I've got paint on another shirt. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some paint on my brush. These round ones, first you dab it in and then you roll it so the bristles are all back to their normal round self. And a branch is always thicker at the bottom and thinner as you go up. So in this one, I'm going to do one big branch, or bigger branch, with just little tiny ones coming off. So I'm just going to make my outline, and then I'll go back and make it the size it should be. So I think maybe I want it coming off this side. So I'm going to have one. That's my big branch coming off, going into little. And then I'm going to do a small one coming off. Get some more paint on my brush. A small one coming that way. And a small one going that way. And that's really, and then you just make it a little bit bigger as you go. It's pretty easy actually how you make if you don't like how your branches look, that's okay too, because most of the flowers can cover up some of your branch. So I'm not going to put any leaves on this branch. See, it was just a little tiny branch. I'm not doing a big huge branch. This one, I think I'm going to have it come down from the top, and it's going to be one branch. There's not going to be any little branches coming off of it, and so there's not going to be any leaves or anything. So this one, I'm going to go, maybe I'll do the opposite corner, have it come down like And I like to do the sides of my paintings. So when you're looking at it, it looks like it's going off the page or off the painting. That's what I like to do, how I like to do it. A little bit more paint, fill in that brown a little more. You just use the tip of your brush too, it'll. Okay, so there's that one. Simple one, just one branch. I'm gonna paint the edges of this one. There we go. Okay. So now we're going to clean our brush in the water. Pretty simple. Simple makes sticks. It's really what you're doing, you're just making some sticks. Then I'm going to take a little bit of red and a little bit of white and a little bit of yellow and a little, actually I might keep the yellow, a darker yellow. Okay. Paintbrush is cleaned off. Dry it. It's all dry now. Okay, I've got too much brown on my palette, but that's okay. Okay, now we're going to move on to a little bit of white. So put your white down. Do some white. A little bit of white down. Some red. I don't want the back of this to be like dark red. I want it to be a medium red. And this is a brilliant red. Actually, what I should do is look to see what I got. It's more orangey red. And this one is crazy. Yeah, I'll just go with what I've got here. Okay, so now we're going to put a little bit of red down. A little red. I'll end up putting more red down. And then I'm going to put my yellows on. Mustard yellow. Actually, it's medium yellow, but it looks like mustard. Especially when it dries. It really looks like mustard. And then I'll put my lemon yellow. It's already wanting to come out down. I hope that's a big bubble and I just didn't put a whole bunch down. Okay, so now we go back to our brush, same brush. And really in theory what we're doing is we're just making the shape. Doesn't have to be perfect. You're just making the shape. So first I'm going to do the blue and red one first. So I'm going to take a little bit of yellow, or I mean white, and a little bit of red, and I'm going to lighten this red up. Almost a pinky color, but still red. And then I'm going to go, it's kind of like a teardrop shape. Kind of like a teardrop shape. And paint it in. Paint, paint. I know, I'm silly. This is just, it doesn't have to be perfect. You just want it painted in. Now I'm going to take a little bit more of the red. Now it's not a big deal if it's not that color, because I just didn't want it, the whole thing super red. I don't want the whole thing red. I want it to be, and now it's kind of turning red. Oh well, no big deal, because you'll see what we're going to do in just a minute. My shape's a little off, but I can fix that with what I'm about to do. Okay. So, got that. Okay, so there's one. I know, it doesn't look the greatest, but just bear with. Bear with me. Okay, so now I'm going to clean my brush again. Okay. And now I'm going to take some yellow and just a tiny bit of white. Just a little tiny bit of white. So a little bit of white. A little yellow. Mix it up. Still kind of mustardy, but not as dark. It's more of a bright yellow, not lemon, not medium, more of a bright yellow. So now we're going to do little ones. So little, and a little. This one might end up going off the. Yep, that one's going to go off, which I think is going to be neat because then you'll get to see it on the side. And this one's going to be the same way. Okay, so there's our shapes. Now we color it in again. And now this time you can use your yellow, just your regular yellow, or if you have a bright yellow, go ahead and use your bright yellow. Oh, I hear my kids. I wonder if they're going to come bother me. They're not really bothering me. They don't do that a whole lot.
Mommy, I can't see.
Okay, well, I'm doing a video, buddy.
Okay.
So you'll have to go back in your room and do your schoolwork, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Told you one was going to come and talk. That's okay, you know, I like to keep it real when I do my videos. And if that means I get an interruption, then it means we get an interruption. And you get to hear my sweet little boy's voice telling me he's not sleepy. Everybody's really grumpy today after school, so I said, well, maybe we should take naps. And I was going to take a nap because I'm exhausted, but I also want to get this painting done. My mother-in-law is waiting for it, and I feel bad that I haven't done it. And I've got like 2-3 others I need to do, and then there's also another project that I'm trying to do. So it's like, I'm putting too much on my plate right now. Okay, so now, there's those ones. You know, it kind of looks like just leaves right now. But just wait. Just wait. Trust me on this. Okay, so now I am done with my brush. I'm just going to put it in the water and leave it. Mix it up, get the paint off. But I'm just going to leave it in the water for now. So now is the time we get to do some fun stuff. So you're going to take your bunches. And if you haven't bunched them together, you can do that because you can pause the video and all that good fun stuff. So yeah, I think this is, I'm just going to do a couple medium, small, large. I think what I'm going to do. And I'm going to do one side for the red and pink and one side for the white and yellow. So now this is really simple. This is really fun. Do the smallest ones last. So I'm going to go with the big set. Which one's my biggest? I'm going to go with this one. So I'm doing my big set. Can you see how many are on there? You're going to take the one side, just the one side. The other side you're going to use for the other color. I'm going to start with the red and white. I'm going to dab it in my red. Actually, yeah, I'm dabbing my red. Probably going to need to put more red down. So I'm dabbing in my red. And I'm just going to use red first. Just red. That's all I'm doing. It's using red. That's what the red looks like. And then you're going to take your thing and you're just going to Dab, dab, dab. And it doesn't matter if you go off your outline because it's just there so the colors stay like they should. Dab a little bit more. Dab, 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 and then dab a little off so it doesn't leave. Yeah, you kind of get the idea of how you do the shape of your so there's that. Okay, now I'm going to keep the red on here, and now I'm going with some white. Dab in the white, and then dab it off a little. Now I'm going to dab, dab, dab. Now we're going to kind of get a pinky color out of this. And you're going to do this a couple of different times. You're going to put in, you know, dab, dab, dab. Dab, dab, dab. I just like saying dab, it's kind of fun. And you can do these any colors you want. You don't have to stick with the colors I'm using. So now you've got a lilac. I'm going to go back with a little more white because I want to be whiter here because of the light, you know. Remember how the light hits things. Whiter there. I'm going to go back with a little bit of red. Dab, dab, dab. I'm going to make a little bit more red in certain spots. And, you know, I might go back and put some leaves on this. Let's go back with some more white. Do a little more white here and there. Just to give it that little more white. So there, now you've got a lilac plant, lilac flower. Yeah, I might go back in with some green and put in a leaf or two on there. Okay, so now I'm going to go with I think I'm going to go with the dark yellow, the medium yellow. So here, you're going to get messy with this. So there's the red side. Now we're on the yellow side. So I'm just picking up my yellow paint, dab, dab, dab. And I'm going over here to dab, dab, dab. And these ones are little, so you don't need to dab, dab, dab a whole lot. These ones, because they're just the little guys. But you do want to make sure you go off your line so it doesn't look so uniform. You want it to look a little, you know, like a flower. Flowers aren't exact. Dab, dab, dab. Dab, dab, dab over here. Dab, dab, dab on the side. Make sure it's not perfect because we don't want perfect flowers. At least I don't want perfect flowers. Maybe you do. You can have perfect flowers. I like having them not so perfect. It's just me. Not so perfect. Okay, now I'm going to go with, oh, that was a lot of yellow. That lemon yellow. Now we're going to go with lemon yellow. It's a little more waterier, but that's okay. Tap, tap, tap. Get that down. Down over here. Tap, tap, get some more down. Make that bigger. Sounds like a helicopter. Okay, now I think I am done with these ones with the big set. Actually, I'm gonna mix some colors here. Mix in, mix. There, that's better. Okay, so here's this one. So now I'm gonna stand back and look at them, and I honestly feel like I need to make this one bigger, like wider. Those ones I think look good. I like how they're going off the page, or the canvas, I mean. I do need to fix that one spot though. There we go. But yeah, I think, and maybe it needs another color in it. But no, I'm gonna leave it. Maybe I will do a little bit more white to get a little more pink out of it. There's some pink. Some pink on there. Maybe it's just too uniform for me. Maybe that's the problem. I don't know. I decided it's going off the page too, or off the canvas too. There we go. That looks better. So now I've got paint on my hands. I always tell my kids, if you're not a true painter if you don't get paint on your hands. Okay, so now I think I will get my emerald green out. I don't think I have a darker one. Actually, yes I do. But it's not open, so I don't want to open that one yet. I'm just going to go with the dark one. We didn't need all of the Q-tips like I thought, because I just went with the big one and used it for making all my marks. So we don't need any more white either. So now we're going to go with green and I'm going to put in some leaves. Maybe I think this one is the only one that needs a leaf. I think this one does not need leaves. Just a little bit of green. Back to the paintbrush. Good thing we got the water off of it. Or I mean got the paint out of it before I let it sit in there. Sometimes if you don't do that and you just let it sit in your water, it won't, when you go to try to dry it, it doesn't work right. Okay, so now we're gonna do our leaves. So, we should have done these before we did the flower, is really how this works. But I decided to do it after the fact. So now we just, put our leaf in. Leaves for me are kind of hard. So I'm going to have to fix this one because it's a little on the fat side. And they should kind of be the same teardrop shape that you did your you did your there's my leaf. It's not the greatest, but hey. Maybe I will put a couple small ones on here. But yeah, it should be the same teardrop shape that you did your outline of your lilac in. And yeah, so put in just a couple little leaves. Bob Ross would say, happy little leaves on the happy little trees. I don't know if he'd really say that, but he always made happy trees. And we all love happy trees. And so again, I put way too much green out, so that means I'm gonna have to paint something else. Probably won't be anything spectacular. But you never know. It might be. There. Couple little leaves. Don't have to be perfect, because you know, it's what you make of it, not what other people think. But I do see a spot that needs to be fixed up here. A little bit too much off the beaten path. There we go, that's better. So yeah, that's really how you make lilacs. Pretty simple. So there's some yellow lilacs. And here's a pink lilac. Right. It's just, you know, if you're doing a bigger canvas, of course you're going to want to put more of the blooms or the flowers in. And yeah, that's really all there is to it. And like I said before, you put in your leaf first before you put in your flower. So you would make your stem, and then you would make a little stem coming off with the leaf on it. And I didn't do that. I should have. I just made my leaves come off the branch. But yeah, you would want to put a little tiny stem in for your leaf. And it should almost like heart-shaped. The tip would be down here. So your heart would start. So if there's a branch in, your heart would start there. And the tip would end up here. If you can see that. Tip would end there, heart would start in the middle. But you'd put a little branch in for your leaf to come off of. And yeah, that's really it's pretty simple. So yeah, so there's a little lilac tutorial painting. Pretty easy. Paint your background first, whatever colors you want. Could be one solid color. I did I guess you'd call it radiant colors. You can make it 2 colors. You could, yeah. Then you just put in your branches and put in little branches for your leaves. Put your leaves in, and then you would make your shape of your lilac. Just kind of like a teardrop shape. And then you put in, use the colors you're going to use for your lilac. And that's that. I might add a little bit more to this and put some more white on my yellow ones. I like my pink one. You could also do grapes this way, but grapes are just little circles and they're easy to do. Unless you're doing far away grapes. But yeah, that's the tutorial for today, and we will see you next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Tell your friends and family. Go to the website and follow me. Follow me on Instagram. And I hope you guys have a great Monday. And we'll talk to you later.